どういうことだこれは。
俺と戦え。
Did you guys enjoy that intro? Then don't forget to smash that like button. We're going for 2,000 likes in this video, so if you could hit that like button, I would appreciate it very much. So today we are focusing on an anti-stasis build, and it is focused on, of course, the juicy old suppressor grenade. We are running 100 discipline, so we have a grenade up as often as possible, and we are also using Synthocepts as our sentinel exotic of choice. We are also pairing it up with the abyssal charge mod, which makes you charge with light when you get a void melee kill. Now, I've been thinking about this for quite a while now. What setup can I use that allows me to best combat stasis? You can see here we're rocking double bomber on our mark to get our grenade back even more often. We're also running a load of charge with light mods. We've got powerful friends, we've got radiant light, we've got high energy fire, and we've got taking charge. So there's a bunch of ways in which we can become charged with light and do more damage. I felt like that would be very important, running a light based subclass as a counter to stasis. Trying to get as much damage perks as possible might be one of the best things to do, just to try and, even the odds as much as possible, because as you can see, there are still certain scenarios like that one where being frozen ultimately means you are dead. Same thing goes for being slowed. And also, I think the fact that I finally got a trustee, by the way, trustee video came out yesterday if you want to see that, has now allowed me to go back to the chaperone and kind of go back to the drawing board in terms of how we approach fighting stasis. I also did a video recently on sighted ramparts, and I made the claim that they're the best exotic to use on a sentinel. I think that basically that claim could be extended to a lot of Titan subclasses at this point, but I want to explain a little bit the reasoning for me choosing Synthocepts and not something like Armamentarium, for example, for 2 suppressor grenades. Well, the basic reason why I decided Synthocepts would be the best exotic in an anti-stasis build is because Synthocepts give you that lethality that Sentinel doesn't have in its neutral game. Obviously you can see the chaperone definitely delivers lots of lethality, but basically the thinking is, tag someone with a suppressor grenade, great, now what do you do? If you're just running Armamentarium, you've got no real way to close the gap. You have nothing in your neutral game that's really going to help you. Obviously all of the melee based abilities on top tree sentinel kind of go to waste on Armamentarium, because trying to land a melee without something extra is not that easy on a sentinel or any normal titan without melee base perks in its neutral game, like bottom tree striker for example gives you knockout, so it's much easier to land melees. With Synthocepts, of course, it is not a difficult thing to punch someone. So you suppress a guy and now he can't use stasis or anything against you. Now you can push in on him and you can probably punch him square in the mouth from really far away, thanks to that extended lunge distance of the Synthocepts. Now, of course, the weapons of light bubble here is going to be something you really want to take advantage of. Again, this is something stasis can't really hold a candle to in terms of damage increase. Yes, you do have Whisper of Hedrons that gives you 7 or 8 seconds of increased damage, but that increased damage I don't think is as much as weapons of light. It might be close to weapons of light, but you're certainly not going to have it up as often as you're going to have weapons of light, in the sense that, if you use your bubble for the entire duration, you're going to be getting a damage buff for a very, very long time. And using a gun like the trustee, well, it becomes very, very lethal. Let's just put it that way. I mean, trustee, again, you can see here we've got a behemoth. I knew he was coming, I dropped the suppress on him. I couldn't finish the kill there, but at least I just cut out a super that was probably going to get 4 or 5 kills. So that's just a really huge thing for you and your team. Again, the chaperone going in. Yeah, I was going to say the trustee with any sort of damage buff, taking it up to a 4-shot kill, is just absolutely nasty. And again, it also complements, trying to keep your distance against stasis, especially against revenants. Because if a revenant throws a shuriken at you, like that for example, you're probably dead. Luckily I was able to melt him with the trustee, but again, being slowed, there is really no counterplay to it, unfortunately. It really is unfortunate, but I'm not going to bullshit you guys and tell you there's a counter to being slowed. The only counter to being slowed is to not get slowed. That's basically all there is to it. That guy tried to melee me out my bubble, but big mistake. We had a weapons of light chaperone. Also, I was doing really good in this game, but we got absolutely wrecked. I just thought it was funny because I wasn't paying attention to the scoreboard in this match, and I was doing good, but not good enough apparently. So we went into another game here. We are on Midtown now. Another good map for this loadout, to be honest. I'm really getting more and more to grips with this loadout now. Again, you know, being able to control long distances with the trustee is obviously very suitable when you're not on a stasis-based subclass. You don't want to get slowed, you don't want to get frozen, so the trustee works really well. And then of course the chaperone is there to just cause absolute mayhem in close range, and sometimes even long range. You know, absolutely savage. Here we're in the zone, we're going to pop the bubble and boom. Now you've got some stasis, that's great. I will say the Behemoth Super seems to absolutely like just shut down the bubble. So if you're in this scenario where you've popped your bubble already, if a behemoth comes at you, like, I'm not going to tell you it's easy to kill them. It's very difficult to kill them. In fact, I've even had instances where they've activated behemoth outside of the bubble, and behemoth's freeze on casting goes through the bubble and freezes you inside the bubble. Now, if anyone at Bungie is watching this video, here are some things I propose to make Ward of Dawn much more of a durable defensive option against stasis. It should simply render freeze effects useless inside the bubble. So say for example someone comes in to freeze you in the bubble, you just break free instantaneously. You shouldn't be able to be slowed. And you know, I say for example, if you throw a Duskfield grenade at the bubble, it should get neutralized. These are the kind of things that the game, had the game gone to D3 for example, we probably would have had all of these changes here. We're in a little standoff, like I popped Goldie but I dropped a suppressor grenade, he didn't see it, and now he's dead. These guys are all DPSing my bubble, but the funny thing is, the guy on the other team, he popped his bubble first, so his is going to go down before mine. And when his bubble goes down, you know, things are going to happen to them. As you can see, my teammate comes out with a Dawnblade after having received my orbs. Now we've got a Glacier pushing. Honestly, Glaciers are not that hard to suppress, I've found. As long as they move in a predictable track, when you see someone flying towards you, if they make a last second, you know, alteration to their route, then you're not going to get them. But if they beeline straight for you, you need to drop the grenade, you know, where your body is, and then move away from that location, and it's pretty reliable to shut them down. Another thing I think should be possible is suppressor grenades should, you know, have more of an effect on freezing. Like I said, if they'd given us a D3 and they'd baked these counters into the game, you know, then it would have been much better. As it stands, we got a D2 version of D3, and everything's kind of just been, you know, thrown at the wall basically, and they're trying to see what sticks pretty much. As you can see, speaking of what sticks, the chaperone sticks to your head. It most certainly does. Okay, that guy's too far away. The bubble is just such a powerful tool still. Obviously, someone with Behemoth could come in, also a Stasis Warlock could come in and just ruin your day. But one thing I would note is this: if you're slaying out and you're on a light-based subclass, you have a much higher chance of getting 3 supers compared to someone on Behemoth. Somebody on Behemoth is going to get 2 supers, so if you're slaying out, there's not a whole lot they can do by the last one. Here's another feature of the Synthocepts, by the way. So I had biotic enhancements there, I got a melee kill, and then I got my overshield. If you have defensive strike and biotic enhancements stacked, you can one-hit melee people. And yeah, very nasty. You can see here we've got our 3rd bubble of the game, and now you're going to see some trustee with weapons of light hitting 63 to the head at 240 rounds per second or minute or whatever it is. Absolutely nasty. So guys, there's my first anti-stasis build. There's going to be a couple of more coming. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you made it to the end, thanks for watching, and also don't forget to like. And if you made it all this way and you still haven't hit the sub button, what are you doing? Subscribe to your boy, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Oh, one last thing, I'll be doing trials help right now on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/shake. We're doing trials help for PS4 and PS5 players. If you want to come and have a chance to play trials with me, come by to the stream, we'd love to see you there.